Hauled down from its plinth after 125 years, rolled to the water's edge and dumped to the delight of the crowd in Bristol's harbour. The city's now infamous Colston statue soon found its way back to the surface, courtesy of a council who, as if shepherding a fugitive into exile, took it to the care of its nearby Shed Museum. Where now, 1 year on, it goes back on public display tomorrow at knee level.
The loss of the concrete base has meant that the statue is very unstable, and so we created the plinth particularly to stabilise the object rather than necessarily display it. But now we felt actually this is the best way of presenting it to the public of Bristol.
Is there thinking behind it sort of lying like this, that it is less imposing, less authoritative?
I think that is another issue. We wanted to present it in a way that people felt they could engage with, that it perhaps wasn't reminiscent of how it was on the plinth itself.
Some of the bronze coattails are missing, as well as a chunk from the side. But the graffiti remains, carefully preserved, and the intensity of that moment is documented on the surrounding walls, along with Edward Colston's active role in the slave trade. But this display is merely a punctuation mark in a question which has troubled Bristol for many years. What next for its Colston effigy?
What we've done is we've shaped a short survey that asks people what they think. There are such a broad range of emotions across the people of Bristol that we need to understand that and have that conversation. In many ways, the conversation is as important as the conclusions we reach.
Could it return to its plinth? Perhaps unlikely, as the city strips its buildings of the name. Colston Tower is now Beacon Tower. Colston School is considering a rebrand. The felling of this Bristol statue proved a pivotal moment in a much wider debate. How to treat relics of our colonial past now elicits ministerial interventions amidst ongoing arguments. Bristol has a new commission now to help the city understand its past, as it puts it. One of its members is the filmmaker and academic Sean Sobers. His research work has included examining the legacy of the slave trade.
We know that racial inequality still exists within society and disparities around wealth and access to services, etc. So we want to use the statue as a way to start, a continual conversation about trying to address some of these inequalities that still exist in the city. And also to address that very thorny question, which does need to be addressed and not continually dodged, is about how does the city commemorate permanently the transatlantic slave trade and its connection.
Aided by the imminent survey about the statue's future, Bristol's new History Commission will be asked to make recommendations to the council. What are the chances of the Colston statue getting back on the plinth?
Again,
zero?
This is something for the people of Bristol to feed back on.
I think it should be in the museum because it's, something that happened. It's now a new part of history in a way, so...
It should be on the plinth, but it'll get torn down again for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
Should have left it in the water.
Being removed the way it was a huge show of intent, I guess, and a huge show of support for a very important movement. So the idea of raising it back onto the plinth, I think, would kind of go against everything that's been said there.
Backwards step rather than moving forwards.
As for the plinth itself, unauthorised replacements have been tried and removed, however imaginative. It currently stands empty, devoid of any single occupant, now famous in its own right. One option Bristolians are being asked to consider: is that how it should remain?